Hello there. Today we're going to be talking about sustainability and connecting for good, specifically how technology can be an enabler. We're joined by Sophie Platts. Absolutely delighted and thrilled from Entain. Warm welcome, Sophie.
Thank you.
Let's just start off by tell us about Entain and also your role within Entain.
Absolutely. So Entain, for those of you that don't know, is a FTSE 100 betting and gaming company. We have a global reach. We have around 27,000 employees across the globe, working in 17 offices, and we operate and are licensed in around 30 jurisdictions around the world. But we're also incredibly proud of our ESG work in this space too, and we've collected quite a few awards and accreditations over the past few years. This year alone we've been named the Socially Responsible Operator of the Year at the SBC Awards, and we've also collected the gold standard at GamCare's Safe Gambling Standard. So a lot of work behind that, and we want to do more. As a FTSE 100 company, we also are one of 8 to have a female CEO, which we're incredibly proud of.
So why does a gaming business have a sustainability agenda?
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredibly good question, but I think it's important for every business to have a sustainability agenda at the moment. For us at Entain, we have put our sustainability work on an equal footing to our growth strategy. We always have said and believe truly that the most sustainable business will be the most successful business in our industry. So it's something that we really want to strive to achieve. Back in November 2020, we set this out with our sustainability charter. It has 4 key elements to it. So the first is a focus on operating in regulated markets. The second is striving to reach the highest levels of responsibility through safer gambling and learning through research and investment in research. The third is pursuing the high standards in corporate governance, and finally investing in our people and communities.
So we live in a very different world now, don't we? Post-pandemic, what's happened in the last 2 years? Is sustainability really still on the agenda?
I'd say sustainability is probably more important now than it was a year ago. We've obviously had, as you say, a lot of challenges over the last couple of years. The pandemic one, obviously the invasion in Ukraine being another. And what that's really done is bring forward a lot of challenges that I think people weren't anticipating, and especially around the sustainability agenda. But now is the time to really double down on those commitments and show that we really meant them when we announced them.
So the big elephant in the room is, how can a gaming company be compatible with a sustainability agenda?
I understand that, but I disagree. I think for us it's more important to show that. I think it's really vital that we show how sustainability is embedded in the business. We've actually created a new system, a player protection system, called ARC, our Advanced Responsibility and Care Programme. And what we've done, as I said, is we've taken the expertise we have in-house and used all the learnings that we have around AI, data science, but also working with experts externally, so Harvard Medical School Division on Addiction and those with lived experience, to bring that together and think, how can we create a system that really uses all of these things that are at our hands and that we use across the business day to day for responsible gambling. And what we've seen is some incredible results so far. So over 40% of what we see as high and medium risk customers and dropping down to low or no risk after an intervention by ARC. How ARC works is it basically is an algorithm, a system that identifies and predicts potential harm before it occurs. So it's really using tech for those bits that we couldn't do previously. That's a great example of how technology can be an enabler for sustainability.
Sophie, fascinating insight. What's the role of technology in sustainability?
A recent Forbes report found that 84% of people said that you can't achieve our environmental targets without technology. So the opportunity is clear for everyone to see. And it's all about finding technology that uses less energy, water, chemicals, reduces waste to find more efficient ways of achieving all the aims that we're trying to do. In our retail shops and stadia, we've used tech improvements to find more efficient ways of using our lighting and heating, and that's reduced emissions. And again, with data centres. The efficiencies around processing and cooling systems, again, have a massive impact in these things. So there's many examples of how technology and sustainability are aligned.
Sophie, what are the challenges to your ESG strategy? Can tech minimise those challenges or reduce risk?
Hopefully is the answer to that. But there are huge underlying, I guess, challenges for different aspects of sustainability. So one of the ones that we really focus on as a tech company, but also traditionally a very male-dominated company, is diversity and inclusion. And I think especially in tech, this is one of the areas that's really, that a lot of progress still needs to be made. We've put a massive focus on it over the past couple of years. We work with partners like Girls Who Code in the US. We've actually just announced a brand new partnership with McLaren Racing to encourage more diversity within the tech industry. But obviously there's massive challenges and that we still need to overcome, and there's also a massive opportunity of untapped talent that really needs to be pulled into this space.
So Sophie, what work are you doing with BT on sustainability?
As you know, we've been working with BT for a few years now, and one of the really important ways that we've been working together is looking at our Scope 3 emissions. So working with the procurement team, we've been looking for efficiencies within this space, and what we've actually managed to achieve is a 60% reduction in emissions over the past couple of years. And what does that mean in real terms? That's around 300 tonnes of CO2 of emissions that have reduced since around 2020 because of the efficiencies that we've made with BT.
Pulling the camera back, someone who's watching you, who wants to learn from what you've been saying, what does it take to be a sustainable business?
So I think one of the most important things that a business can do is putting in milestones, putting in targets as a way to track progress. I think it's also important to think internally as well as externally. So there's a lot of initiatives that we've done at Entain internally with our colleagues that have made big efficiencies, that have got them involved in the agenda, really buying into what we're trying to do. And then finally, I think the most important thing of any ESG agenda is thinking local. How are companies contributing to the communities that they operate? Investing in those communities is a big part of that.
Thank you very much, Sophie. I really enjoyed our discussions, and it's just fascinating what Entain are doing. Clearly, sustainability is the heart of that agenda and the use of technology.
Thank you.